Slowly moving upstairs, she glanced over to the bedroom door and began to smile. With her soft, pure hands, she opened the bedroom door and entered the room, closing the door behind her. Gertrude looked up. Standing near the window was Herman. As he turned, he began to approach Gertrude. As Herman got near, he reached out and put his hands on Gertrude's face. She was filled with excitement. "Oh my days, sounds like a love story from an old people's home. I apologise if your name is Gertrude or Herman, but they do sound old-fashioned. I suppose you could shorten the names to Ger and possibly He-Man or something." Parents. At the start of our life, we all have these. They consist of a man and a woman. I was conceived in the normal manner, like most of you, while some of you might have been gigoloed in a test tube, and therefore you might not know who your father is. And that's fine too. To be fair, I did like a spot of chemistry at school, and getting to the end result, and I suppose the conclusion is you're here, so that's fantastic. The method, well, we don't need to go there, do we? If you were in my chemistry class, though, you would have probably ended up spilt on the floor or something. Now, my mum, she is quite short in height and wears glasses. This happened when she was a kid at school. She basically kept getting answers wrong off the blackboard and, well, she couldn't read what it said. And her height was because she lived in the shoe cupboard under the stairs. I made that comment up. She couldn't see the blackboard either, never mind what was written on it. My dad was the opposite. He is tall in height. He didn't need glasses. So to compensate, my dad had big large sideburns down to his ankles. Well, that's what it looked like anyway. It was the trend back then. He just didn't have the Starsky and Hutch car to go with it. So just before I was born, they both moved to a place in Wales. Not sure of the name, but it was close to Cardiff. Dad got a transfer down there with his job, and so my mum, who was working for a well-known bank in London at the time, she also got a transfer to the area that I don't know the name of. Hey, you know parents always say, "I'm only going to tell you once." And they did. And that's why I can't remember. It's probably why we do things wrong more than once. Because we forget. And also because they only told us once. But if you make the same mistake again, your mum would say, "I've told you 1,000 times." No, you didn't. You said it once, I forgot, and did it again. While my mum was working for the bank, there would be, well, all I can say is bizarre moments. Things that would freak out the staff. The bank had an automatic door. You know, the ones you can easily walk into because the camera sensor didn't spot you. Well, they would open from time to time, but no one would walk in. No one was walking past either. They would just open. One day my mum was writing some notes up for a client, and she peered over the counter because the automatic door had opened. And to her amazement, she did have customers. Yep, 2 sheep had wandered in off the street. Now, for those of you who don't know much about Wales, it does have quite a lot of roaming sheep, and with the high technology of automatic doors, how could they resist? So for a period of time, sheep would pop in, and the staff would have to get them out before they mistakenly took the bank as a pooping station. That kind of stain would be difficult to get out of any carpet. So that resolves the mystery of the opening doors. Sheep trying to pull the wool over my mother's eyes. Anyway, I was booked in to be born in Cardiff Hospital, and then the unthinkable happened. My dad got made redundant, basically lost his job, so they couldn't afford to live in Wales any longer, so they moved back up north and a little east. I'm assuming the camera sensor got moved higher, so sheep couldn't open automatic doors. And this is why nowadays, if you don't catch the sensor right, you end up walking straight into those doors. One final thing, when my mum was young, she played tennis for the county. How cool is that? She was really good. Saying that, you had to be pretty good back then. Playing with those wooden rackets and loose strings. They were awful compared to nowadays. And my dad? Well, he dived into a swimming pool and broke his nose on the bottom of the pool.